It's still going.
It goes hard. Oh,
it's
boy.
It's still going.
That's right.
That was like backyardigans on acid. That was a children's show.
This is Kill a Cope right here. Sent it into joshpottershow@gmail.com. What's up, folks? It's the Josh Potter Show, and yeah, you can send in your musical numbers there as well, or you can send in your articles. Every Roach reporter out there does it. You can do it too, and go to thejoshpotter.com and check out my live shows. This comes out on Monday, so that would be right before I go to Magooby's, Baltimore, June 27th, and then June 28th, Cleveland, Hilarities. Those are the next up. July, we'll have Dallas at the Dallas Comedy Club, and then August, there's a whole bunch of shit. Go to thejoshpotter.com, get the whole calendar, come see me live. I love you very much. And today, we have a very wonderful guest. She's getting ready to release her special.
Yeah.
She's all over the goddamn road. Ladies and gentlemen, Katherine Blanford. Hooray!
Yay, thank you guys. Now,
yes.
When you were young, were you ever like, I hope one day I grow up and I am a star at a place called Magooby's?
Yeah, Magooby's is a tough one, but I think it was like the old guy's name. I don't remember, but it's the guy who owns it's not named Magooby now. I know that.
I like, it's better than, Magooby's is better. We were talking, were you with us the other night at the store talking about like, how clubs' names are like teehees and hoo-hoo-ha-has.
They're not named that anymore, though. I feel like they're getting away from it. Now it's the classic ones. Like Magooby's, I see that and I go, oh, thank God there's still a holdover. You know, now it's all just, they're actually being very minimalist now.
Yeah.
The Comedy Club.
You know Magooby's has a, it's a green one with a couch with the springs exposed.
Yes. No, yeah, it's a classic.
But it's like good. Like the servers there are like dinosaurs. They were like, I told Seinfeld he was never gonna make it.
See, I bet they're young and hot. That's the thing. I bet they turn it over. I bet it's the same as it was in the 90s. It's the younger brothers. Remember Mark Unger from back in the day? He was a comic. I think he still is probably, but his brother is the owner of Magooby's. That's who it is. I remember now.
And by the way, I would love to do Magooby's.
I've gone there as a middle act many times. This will be my first time headlining.
Oh, that feels good. That's exciting.
I'm excited. Yes, I'm very pumped. I mean, that's like, it was one of those places that back when when I was a road middle, I would look to as a beacon in the future. So,
Magoobs?
Yeah, all big time.
For real?
Yeah, and then, I mean, I'm trying to think of like other comedy club names that like stand out like that. Like there's like Yuck Yucks in Canada or whatever. That's always been done, but that's like a chain. That's like our improv.
Yeah, but like Funnybones.
Funnybone is a weird. Funnybone does stand out to me as a name that you go, it's kind of gay to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
the improv sounds prestigious.
Yeah.
The Comedy Store, you know what I mean? Now there's like Zanies is one that's like kind of weird, but you're like, I can say that with a plume. It's weird how like sometimes you can say them and you go, oh, Zanies, that's like a prestigious.
It really is.
Yeah,
but then you go, I'm going to do Tickles in Tucson.
Yeah.
You're like,
some of the names are awkward to say.
Yeah, it's
with a ounce of dignity for sure, and I think they do that to us on purpose.
I'm excited for you and congratulations on Magoobs.
Thank you so much. Are you going to be anywhere? It is for me, basically. I mean, hell, Magooby's is my Madison Square Garden, folks. At this point,
can I do a really ADH moment? This is you're gonna be like, this isn't your show, Catherine.
Do what you want.
I saw an actor when you were looking up Magooby's, and I haven't really stopped thinking about it because I don't know his name, and he has one of those faces.
There's no way
you had typed in that guy, who is that guy?
Mark Youngers?
No,
does he look like an actor?
I feel like that's Mark Unger that owns Magooby's.
Does he look like that actor?
His brother owns Magooby.
What kind of actor does he look like? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
He looks like a human gopher. But I can't tell you any movie he's in.
This is the worst game I've ever played.
I know. Well, see, I had such a. I wish I couldn't. I'm not gonna be able to. If I remember, if I could even.
Okay, I'm gonna make a poll. This is gonna be so crazy if I get this. The Baldwin brother that was in Independence Day.
There's no way he's a Baldwin brother. No.
Independence Day.
He looks like a human evil gopher. This actor. Like, I can't tell you what. No.
I mean, come on.
This guy's more unfortunate looking than that.
That was kind of close, though. That was a cool pull right there. Look at the second picture right there. Does that not look like a human gopher? I mean, I just kind of like.
Yeah, he's more like a jacked mole rat, naked mole rat.
Okay.
If somebody ever saw that image, I know that they would pull that up. But it was an ADHD moment. And
that's fine. I was gonna just ask you to plug things, but if you want to do some sort of mind melding game where I have to guess an actor just based off.
I cannot believe you can't guess what actor that is. I know exactly who I'm talking about. I see the face.
I mean, Alex, do you have anything?
He's like an evil agent and everything, in like a business agent.
The guy, maybe is it the guy from The Matrix, Agent Smith from the...
No, you're so wrong at everything. He has big ears that stick out and you guys...
He has big ears that stick out.
Type in naughty agent.
Bad agent. I want to find out for you because I feel that anxiety in your brain right now.
He's like, I feel like he's the bad guy in a who's the guy that Malcolm in the Middle? Who is that guy? Frankie Muniz. Like in a Frankie Muniz movie, he was like the bad guy.
Paul Giamatti?
No, it's not Paul Giamatti, but he looks like Paul Giamatti a little bit.
I mean,
Paul Giamatti lookalike.
Yes.
I mean this. I want to find out because it's going to bother me now also. Like, I hate that you put this hex upon me.
I mean, maybe it was Paul Giamatti in like his worst era ever.
Could it have just been Paul Giamatti?
It's not Dave Attell?
No,
That's the sad part about this.
It's Paul Giamatti.
This guy, Brett Gelman?
I think it's Brett Gelman. It's Brett Gelman.
Oh, wow.
It's Brett Gelman.
You're just saying that to get...
Nope, it's Brett Gelman.
Oh, wow.
No, that guy actually straight up looks a lot like...
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Like our boy Mark Younger.
Got him.
Mark Younger.
I don't know what the hell... Oh, Brett Gelman, is he in Stranger Things?
He is...
Because you know what? I couldn't tell you what he's in, but I can tell you he's all over Twitter... talking about Gaza. Let me tell you that.
Is he? Yeah. He's goo-goo for Gaza?
Oh, no, the other way around.
Oh.
He hates their Gaza.
Oh, he does not go zanies for Gaza?
He is anti-Gaza if I ever heard
Does not tickle his funny bone?
No. And he can't believe people are pro that. But anyhow.
He's in Stranger Things.
Yes, he is.
Oh, yes, he is.
Yes, he's a good guy, though. He's not a bad guy. So
yes.
What was funny about that game was that person could have never existed. There could have just been, you could have not even, you're like, maybe there's a person that looks like him. I'm thinking of some actor. There could have been no actor.
I know. I know no facts ever. No facts ever stay in my head.
That's okay.
But
we're not a fact show here.
A vague shape of your face will always be in my head.
All right.
You know?
I like that. I'm bad at names. I'm better at faces.
Yeah, I can do that. Which is...
Speaking of, we were talking nostalgic things.
Surprising for you.
Well, I guess that's true, yeah. I'm good at feeling faces. And
Is it because you really get the shape in your memory?
You feel familiar, but I can't put I can't pinpoint a name. Oh, Jeff.
I can't put my finger on it. Now I am.
Yes. I can put my finger on it, but I can't quite put my finger on it. We were talking nostalgia before about those old clubs or what have you. A bar that I had my very first drink in when I was 17 years old.
I saw this.
It burned down.
I had a friend who lives in Denver who was posting about it.
Is it Megan DePonso?
Andy Frasco.
Oh, because I thought you did her. She does like a little comedy club out there in Denver. I thought you might have did it. Okay, that's cool. I don't know who Andy is.
Why don't you keep plugging shows I've never done? Keep plugging venues I've never done.
Jesus. I asked you to plug yours and you never did. You just talked about Brett Gelman. We had to play the Brett Gelman game.
Everywhere I go, I play the Brett Gelman game, guys. I always pretend like I can't get him. I'm everywhere. KatherineBlanford.com. I don't know.
Yeah, you got a lot of road gigs. I get it.
Truly. Oh, I just booked Canada. Haha. Ooh.
I'm not allowed to go there, so you do have one up on me there.
Yeah. What's up now?
It's funny. I never made it a competition, but all of a sudden, she wants it to be.
Yeah. Well, it's all I have.
Well, parts of the things that I had are slowly burning away as this bar held a very special place in my heart, as many people in Buffalo held it in their hearts. But I talked about it at length on my Patreon. I wanted to see what you were looking up here. You're looking up for a picture of it intact. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Oh, that that looks like a.
It didn't always look like
a fun house.
It used to be completely black, and that was it. And it looks scary. Like, it looked like the scary. And then you go inside, and it is wild. I put, there's a lot of pictures of the inside on my Instagram and things like that. You don't need to seek it out.
Well, I want to see
there's a good one right there.
Like that orangey pink one.
Yes, that's good. That's the bar right there. Ooh, there you go. You're getting some interior shots now.
So what is it themed inside?
No, it's just dark. I mean, that's the thing. There was like a slogan. It was like, you don't want to be there when the lights turn on at the pink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you don't.
Because that's what they do at the end of the night. They turn the lights on. That's the bathroom right there. That is the trough. You keep changing it.
Oh, I love these bars where you're like, it's safer to like
that's what they always
stand up
said.
and piss and let your piss just soak into your skin.
Well,
and then just sit on the toilet seat.
The women's bar, women used to go in there all the time and take pictures and do the selfies and things like that.
With the graffiti?
Yes, but also, I mean, there was so much coke done in these bars. It was, I mean, if the walls could talk, I wish I could talk to the bathroom. That's a daylight picture, which is a rare sight.
This is one of the bars where it's
few
just
people see it.
Yeah, it's just degenerate and
yes,
and there's no like there. It will always be like no bullshit in this bar, and these are like the bartenders are like lifetime bartenders.
Yes, you get to know them. I mean, they had like you go there for like a late night steak sandwich. They would literally just take like a fucking steak, throw it on the grill and cook it, and then put it. I mean, it was the best sandwich of your fucking life. I swear to God. And it's so gross. Like, you would think, oh my God, this bar made the sandwich. Prudes would be like, it's disgusting. How can you eat a steak sandwich in there? And it's like, you haven't lived. And now I'll never get to have one again, unfortunately.
Now, why do you think it burned down? Because somebody had there was a bit of bad business?
Well, that's been accused. That has been accused. And if there was a bit of, non-Gaza lightning, then I say fine. I'm not going to say anything about. I'm not going to like boohoo if there was, but I don't think there was an inside job because people are very distraught about this, so they're getting to the bottom of it, and more people are finding things out, and it looks like there was like an attempt to steal some copper or something. Yeah. But can you look at? Let's pull up the videos I sent you because
bars like this they have lasted this long for a reason. They're an establishment, they're a home, they're a shelter for people. Yeah. If they burn to the ground or even if they just get shut down, it's because somebody was after them.
Here's the rubble.
See,
people are getting bricks. I did get a brick. Thank you to Danny for the videos and for getting me a brick, by the way. So I appreciate you. This is a video of just this is just a debris field after they bulldoze it. The city of Buffalo has never done anything this quickly as the day it burned down, they knocked it down that day. Here, it's like Princess Diana died.
Is this a video? Is that a Liquid Death can? Is this?
No, I don't know.
Liquid Death sponsorship?
I don't know. Is that what it is? People are leaving their cans.
They held a vigil for the.
Yeah, it's like Princess Diana died. I mean, the way that they had a candlelight vigil for it. People were out there singing songs. And there's another one right there. Look at this.
This is the first time some of these men's wives have seen them home.
Yeah, it's like where a lot of orphans play this one. Or is that not a video?
Yeah.
This is the gathering at the corner of Allen and Mariner, where the bar once stood.
Look at
crowds of people out, and that's what it would look like.
It's a lot of a neck tattoo.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of tattoos, a lot of I went over I just typed in X like the old pink and went through videos on my Patreon and played them, and I noticed that's just like I go, God, look at how many tattooed ladies are in here. I miss this atmosphere.
There's a lot of upper lip hair from both genders walking around mourning that bar.
Yes, exactly. But I wanted to say something about it. I wanted to give my send off. I'll miss it a great deal. And
it's sad when that kind of establishment when an end of an era, because it is like, for better or worse, it is like a home and it's a shelter and it's a no bullshit kind of place where you go kind of like that was the places you go when you were growing as a person.
Of course, I mean,
your adolescence, or in midlife crisis, and you're like, "Fuck, my life's going to shit," and then you could go like, boo-hoo at a bar like this with
There's the
other
grill.
people whose midlife crisis is
Or is that a turntable? I can't see.
igniting.
No, that's the grill. You got it.
Yeah.
It's, that might be the reason it burned down.
No, the grill was off by I mean, the grill. If the grill was going to burn that place down, it would have happened already in the last 40
Yeah.
years. But
Can I tell you? Can I tell you a story about a very like dynasty bar?
Yeah.
That closed down, and why I think why.
Yeah,
In my college town, I went to South Carolina, University of South Carolina, in Columbia, South Carolina.
The
Gamecocks. So there's some inside info on here.
Ooh, okay.
and some conspiracy theories, right?
Shit.
So there's this bar, and in our 5 points, our little 5 points, these are the bars where the college kids would go. There was a famous bar called Pavlov's. That was
like the dog.
Dude, it was the bar where like if you used your real ID to get in, you were too old to be in.
Hilarious.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
College to a T.
Right. Like everybody, you should be. There it is. There's Pavs, but this place was like. I mean, look at it.
Ooh, I love it.
Look at it, right?
That's just my
It's fucking
speed.
amazing. We would all hang out on that little deck. See that deck right next to it?
Sure.
I mean, just horrendous. Like, I was behind those cars passing the same
Go to that
ID
picture. Yeah, ooh, that
back
deck.
and forth to each other. So fun.
Ooh, I like it.
So this was the college bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how many times they got raided by SLED, South Carolina's law, and SLED, South Carolina law, and whatever. How many times they got
Enforcement
raided?
Department.
Yeah. For underage drinking, and we all got drinking tickets or whatever else. It never shut down.
Mm-hmm.
It was always just like every other bar in that, every other college bar. It lasts 6 months, and then it turns into Elbow Room, Village Idiot. They all change names, but this Pavlov State, like my friends' parents were like, oh, Pavs, we know Pavs, we grew up at Pavs, right? Never closed down, decades it was standing. And then, did you hear about the Murdaugh murders? Did you hear?
I've heard of them. Yes.
Okay, so it was happened in a small town in the Low Country, where. I mean, this is its own story in itself. There's documentaries about it on Netflix. Yeah. But essentially, like this guy, he killed his wife and his kid, but he had a bunch of hunting property, and they don't really talk about it that much, but there was a landing strip on this hunting property where, private small planes would land.
Little teeny ones, like the guy that would smuggle coke to.
Well, why else do you have a landing strip, right, on your property? And I haven't watched all the documentaries when I start following this case, because he's wrapped up in so much stuff. But I'm like, when you're from South Carolina, or I went to college there, people be talking, and it's very clear he was involved in drug trafficking.
So someone was keeping Pavlov's open.
So Pavlov's was his son went to South Carolina, and it's rumored that his son was Pavlov's was the connector, right? Where they were getting the drugs out into the community, and it was protected by the DA. And then the minute that the Murdaugh murder started getting like national attention, Pavlov's closed and never reopened. How would Pavlov stay open through thick and thin, through everything for decades, and then all of a sudden Murdaugh murders start getting national attention, and then the DA shuts down Pavs? It's because he's involved in drug trafficking, and he was being protected by somebody in the government. Allegedly.
No, but
this is. But I'm saying these kind of bars don't. They don't just catch on fire. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. You're putting your tinfoil hat on.
Yeah.
And like I said, if there was a matter of that, I mean, if there was, I don't begrudge the people who did that. If they're allowed to take their own, sure. I would rather it. Somebody else said this. I would rather it had burned down completely like that than to just close and exist like a shell of itself. And you have to walk by the building and be like, ugh. Remember what was going on here? Yeah. But R.I.P. to these bars. I mean, I did a lot of drugs there. I made out with a lot of girls there. I had a lot of fun. And so I tip my hat to you, and now I'm continuing on. It's like a part of my midlife crisis. It's like a dad finding his Letterman jacket and the sleeve is ripped off, and he's like, God, remember the good old days. My good old days just burned down in the fire there.
Your good old days are a graffiti piss-stained bathroom stall.
Yes, it is.
The opposite of a Letterman jacket.
Exactly. Today's Josh Potter Show is brought to us by MACK WELDON. No outfit is worth being uncomfortable for. Luckily, MACK WELDON makes stylish stuff that's also really comfortable, so you can have it all, my friend. You'll be walking around in chinos, but feeling like you're in sweatpants. And not only does MACK WELDON have clothes that I wear on stage, off stage, on the pod, off the pod, but they've also got other accessories like this guy right here, this like travel, I forget what they call it, like a travel kit for your toiletries. Oh my God, when I'm on the road, this thing is my new BFF. This thing holds my deodorant, my cologne, little shampoos, lotions, things like that. Anything I could want. Oh my God, this bad boy, this little shower caddy, comes with me everywhere nowadays. So they've got things like this and so much more. And right now, MACK WELDON is the absolute best for basics and classics when it comes to fashion as well. No flashy or gaudy stuff, just stuff that's always in style, with everything from polo shirts to button-ups for work. They got shorts, they got swimwear for the summer. No matter what your plans are, MACK WELDON has what you need. So get timeless looks with modern comfort from MACK WELDON. Go to MackWeldon.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code Potter. That's MackWeldon.com. Promo code Potter. Potter. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, today's Josh Potter Show is also brought to us by none other than everyone's favorite product, the Auto Blow. That's right, folks, the Auto Blow. Gone are the days of spending your evenings waiting till 4 a.m. to roll around at some bar to find some scallywag to do the blowing for you. No more. Go home at a reasonable hour and get the blowjob of your life from Auto Blow. That's right. I like it on the soft and slow settings, like this. Like this. Oh, there it goes. Look at it move. I pushed the wrong button at first. Usually I'm looking at it like this, not from the side angle. So I was unsure which button to press, but look at it go. I like a nice soft, slow blowjob. Perhaps you like yours fast and hard. Auto Blow can do it all. As a matter of fact, it even takes data with AI from hundreds of hours of blowjob videos to sync up to your favorite blowjob from your favorite woman of stage and screen. It syncs up with the free video porn library. So right now, it's time to start having the best blowjobs of your life. Gone are the days of the toothy blowjobs. Head to autoblow.com and use code Potter to snag 10% off your order. That's autoblow.com, code Potter for 10% off. Let's get into some sports. Beep, 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 beep. Beep 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 beep.
They're always 8 times longer than they need to be.
No, it's on purpose that way. I like how long it is.
And I'm like, I shouldn't talk, but it feels.
No, you can talk, or you don't have to. I don't talk. Sometimes I just stare. That's my time. When I push it, I make it long too, because sometimes I just need a little.
You need a minute?
I need a little breather. Where do I go when that song plays? That's what people should wonder. Where does he go when that song is on? No,
it was 4-bit, but it 8 dates.
I know. Sometimes I just need. It's a little mini vacation during the taping every time. Have you seen? Now you're a lady about town. You know.
Thank you.
I mean. You know what my favorite thing?
I don't earn a lot of money doing it.
I know.
I try.
Well, no, that's not true. I mean, you have a good time.
I'm no Brett Gelman.
You're no Brett Gelman. No, he's out there on. Look at how. That's how mad he is. He goes, Gaza.
Oh God! Whatever he believes, I believe.
Now that I see his face, I just think of that every time. I'm never gonna be able to watch Stranger Things again without thinking, well, I know where that guy.
He looks like. He looks like he came out of the vagina, and his mom was like, "You're gonna be a cult leader." Like,
Brett Gelman. But what I was getting at was, what I love about you is you're one of the few comics who still parties. I feel like you're like already trying to get out of that though.
No, it's so funny you say that, because I was just thinking about it today. because I had a really fun time in San Diego.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling it. I literally woke up on a couch and walked out, and there was like sea lions. And I was like, I didn't even know there was an ocean next to me.
Is that sea lions must be obnoxious when you're hungover? It's like
unreal.
Shut up! I know when there's like a dog yipping in the morning. Sometimes you're like, can someone shut that fucking dog up?
Giant landworms barking
Well, they live
at
in
me.
this. Don't they live in the water? Water worms,
slippery land worms,
rock
kind of.
worms.
But I was like, I was like thinking, I was like, this isn't that healthy. Like I'm like my whole day is ruined. But and because I go back and forth, right? Like I'll do like I'm like, okay, 20 days I'm not drinking, whatever. If I'm shooting a special, I'm not drinking for 2 months, whatever. And I do feel good, but at the end of the day, even when I'm not drinking, I know I'm not having as much fun as when I'm drinking. And I'm like, I'd rather
have fun.
I'd rather have fun. I don't really. I'm not ready to stop yet. The pain is still worth the fun to me. But I go back and forth. Like I don't drink every night. Like I'll go a week, but then I'll go ha ha ha.
But I feel like you're always like also, God, what am I doing? I shouldn't be. And I feel like I'm doing it pretty great. But at the same time, sometimes I'm like, God, I feel like absolute shit.
Yeah.
I wonder why. And everyone's like, what? You haven't slept in like 6 days. Basically.
Yeah.
And you've been drinking and hanging out, and it's like, yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that would be why I feel like shit.
I know it, but okay, it's like this is the line, okay, right? Like I feel like sober people or healthy people, they feel good, but they're always at a consistent 7 on a scale of 1 to 10 of happiness, right? They're always at a consistent 7, and sometimes they're a 7 and they're looking at people having a 10. They're looking at people, and then the next day they see the people having a 10 and they see them at a 2. But the 7s are like, God, I remember those 10 nights. I'm no longer there. And they stay at 7, and 7 is good. 7's healthy and good. But I'm rather have
At
the
7,
10 and
you
then
get
3
FOMO.
nights of 2. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just I'd rather spike.
I like a 2 once in a while. You know what I mean? It resets you. It makes you feel. You have to go. Sometimes you have to go to the bottom to see the other side.
Yeah, because when sober, not even sober, just like healthy, good-minded people, it's like a dull happiness.
Yes. Well, the reason I brought this all up was because hanging out and partying.
Yes.
What if you came across a man? So let's say he's super wealthy. Mm-hmm. He's a football coach, maybe, as his occupation.
I know exactly where this is going.
Oh, do you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you know what's going on in the world?
Bill Belichick.
Yeah. You did know? Oh, darn. I mean, I was trying to play a little trick, but she knows. I mean, you would definitely date Bill Belichick if you could, probably, right? Or is he too old? That's the thing I wonder. He's 70 what?
No.
How many? 70 something?
I don't have this like you're rich. It's never been a allure to me. If he was a partier and he was really fun, that would be more alluring to me to date him.
It seems like he's, for a guy his age, and especially now a guy who's unemployed for the first time in the last like 40 years, he's probably a partier.
What was
he's
the
got
video?
A nice boat.
The doorbell camera
yes.
that caught, what
See
was
if you can
that?
find that. That wasn't this same lady, but Bill Belichick, by the way, is dating, I don't know where my article is for this, but he's dating a 24-year-old ex-college cheerleader, and when we say ex, that means she just graduated last year, and so...
good for her!
Yes, congratulations.
I'm Bill Belichick's mom. That sounds nice, honey.
This isn't the video. This is Pardon My Take talking about the video.
So,
we played the video many times on this show, but it is a difficult one to find the original. But yeah, there was a ring cam footage of Bill Belichick getting it in and leaving. There it is, right there, leaving the house after.
Who released that?
It's not Giselle's house. That's somebody like putting up the thing, but the woman the scallywag whose home it was released it, or maybe it was like a husband who came home and is like, "Oh, you think you're gonna fuck Bill Belichick and just get away with it? I'm gonna put this shit out on fucking ring cam." And all it did was make him look like a G. All it did was make people go like, "Bill Belichick's the man. That was the first time I liked him. I've hated this man my entire life. He's ruined my childhood. He beat us in the Super Bowl. He's beat the Bills forever on after that and just dominated the lexicon of football. And everyone's like, the greatest, this, that, the other thing. He shat on the Bills constantly. And I still, now that he's gone and now that the Patriots are dead, I'm like, Bill Belichick's cool now.
You're pumped that he's dating this girl.
I think it's like crazy kind of cool, like for him, but also wild and insane. Like we've seen this happen before, but it's always shocking. Like it's weird how it's 2024 and this has happened. This is a tale as old as time. I mean, where like the old rich man is with a hot young chick, and it's so alarming to me every time.
It actually doesn't make sense to me because I have seen it so much. I randomly grew up, I was always kind of with people who
we have hot friends
no who related to people who were college coaches.
Oh, I see.
And it's a funny thing, they always get caught up, but you realize it's because you're around younger people, right? And you're around athletes who are hot, and they all have the hot girlfriends. And essentially the coach is like the politician of the sports team, where they have to pretend like they're like pastor level of
they're like this deity almost
beliefs here's my wife, like exactly. It's almost like if to be hired by the community, you have to present as,
I'm a Christian,
here's my wife and here's my kids,
I'm a family man.
And then you close the door and you go, take your fucking money, go buy your fucking summer house, I'm gonna go F this young chick over here. And you both, and like they're both like, yeah, sounds good, behind closed doors. Because it's such like to be a coach truly is like, I almost, in my opinion, on the level of like being president, it's your job never stops. You're like, in the off season, you're building your team again and you're recruiting, and then obviously it's sun up to sundown during the season. You're working 24/7. So to do it, it's not you're a master of the mind. So you're obviously like a bit of a manipulative person. You go after what you want.
Well, yeah, you're like a politician, as you put it.
Yeah,
exactly.
So like, no. Am I attracted to Bill Belichick? No. Do I understand how he could persuade a young 20-something-year-old girl to date him and he can get it in with 20-year-olds? Yeah, I understand how that happens.
I can't understand it. Because also he has like sons. I would be like, I'm gonna try and fuck his son. He'll die, and then they'll get their money. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
like,
presumably he like hangs out with athletes. Like, if you're hanging out with Bill Belichick, like he's around like athletes.
Doesn't that make? Wouldn't she fuck the athletes then? Exactly. I mean, I don't know. It's like that's the thing. I'm like, Bill Belichick. I guarantee though he has. Everyone says he's hilarious. All we've ever seen is him just be like, and then we're going on to the Bengals. You know what I mean? Like that's all, but that's what he let us see. So I bet he has like Riz out the ass though. You know
For
what
sure.
I mean?
And now when he's retired and doesn't give a shit.
And he's got boats and shit. My cousin lives near him in Jupiter, Florida, and says like he sees him on his fucking boat all the time down there, and he's got this crazy spot on the water. I mean,
he's around like these funny psycho athletes all the time in the I was about to say green room, in the locker room and stuff, like you're gonna be you're gonna pick up on that, like
he's a leader of those men
trash
too.
Talking funny, like roasty atmosphere. I just am like,
it's just he's so old.
He's
literally what, 79, right?
I think he's 72 and
72 and 24. Okay,
but it's still like 48.
That's almost 50 years.
Okay, this is going to be probably a gross point of view, but I'm looking at that girl going, girl, get it. Okay, you could be, every other 20-year-old girl can date some 20-year-old, 30-year-old dude, and in 6 years you're going to realize he's a douchebag and it's not going to work out. Cool. One time in your lifetime, you get to, this is not going to last. We all know that.
But
for a few months or years, you get to romp around with the richest man you'll probably ever get on boats. Get after it, honey bunny. You ain't going to be 24 forever.
That's kind of my, even as Bill Belichick angle, people are like, what's Bill doing? This isn't going to last. It's like, yeah, if I was almost an octogenarian, I would want to get it in as much as possible. You know what I mean? She is an adult. She's a college graduate, folks. She can make her own choices. I just can't believe that she would. I mean, like, that's crazy just to think. I mean, like, I'm 38, and boy, oh boy, like, if I date a girl who just turned, like, 30, I'm just kind of like, am I a piece of shit? Like, like, you know what I mean? I feel weird.
And she's gonna learn lessons. She's gonna, I mean, listen, she's gonna have a great podcast after this called Does He Bill Belichick Your Boxes? I don't know.
Well, what's funny though that you brought up the thing I wanted to circle back to what you were saying about the coaches and them being like kind of like pious figures. Some of them now, this new brand of coach, they're like single dudes, and you know they're fucking like Cliff Kingsbury.
Yes, that he's like the poster child for this. He's so hot. My friend went to Texas Tech, and isn't that where he coached first?
Yeah.
And she was in Lubbock, so she stayed after college. She opened a Pure Bar there, and like would talk about how he was the bachelor of the town, and everybody like he'd walk into the room, and all the women talking about him. Like it was like he was. I mean, he's freaking. Look how he's hot.
Yeah,
he's a good-looking dude. We want our coaches single and hot now.
Yes, exactly.
Out with the Bill Belichick,
LaFleur, like the LaFleur brothers, but like Cliff Kingsbury too. Like he got fired from the Cardinals, still got like guaranteed money, and was like, I'm just gonna go to like Thailand for a year, where it doesn't cost much money to go to. So you know he was just like doing the most opulent shit. He's probably eating humans or something in Thailand, or like at one of those crazy Illuminati dinners. And then he came back, and now he's just like an offensive quality control guy or something. I forget what his name is. Is that what he is? He does. He did get hired by a team, and I don't know what. It's not a huge job. It's like just him being like an analytics guy for the offense. Does it say what he is currently?
He's the coordinator for the
offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay, that's
for who?
They have a new. He just
the Washington.
What was he last year? Can you find that out?
I imagine he's hooking up with all the hot sideline reporters.
No, I mean that would be. Why would he have to do that? Why would he hook up with the sideline reporters when he could just hook up with literal tens that have nothing to do with football who are trying to get info from him?
I'm just a booster.
Yeah.
My dad's a booster.
He was an offensive analyst at USC in 2023.
At USC, where it's like, come on, dude. Like, that would be the dream for a guy like that to, like, I live in Southern California now. I'm an USC offensive analyst. You know, it was like swimming in it and just getting back to the X's and O's. Probably what he used to. He's like, you know what I got to do? I got to go back to the college level, and I got to get back to X's and O's and pussy. That's what I got to get to. Back to the bread and butter of what made Cliff, you know?
I mean, it's so true. Like, why are not all college coaches hot? Like, this is what, like, we don't even, honestly.
Well, the NFL is, like I said, it's changing. All this new, the new youth movement. Like, look up the LaFleur brothers.
We won't even care that much if the team doesn't do
Matt
well.
LaFleur and his brother. I mean, they're on the same, like.
Oh, wait.
They're not as good looking as.
No, get out of town. They're freaking hot. Dude, these he looks like a bachelor. Like the.
Yeah, they look like the Bachelor. Sean McVay, type in Sean McVay, who's only been at the NFL level. He's dating a
so
supermodel. He's
cute.
not dating. He's married to a supermodel.
Dude, you could have a losing season, and every man's wife would be like, "Honey, let's buy season tickets. You know what? Let's up our season tickets."
Who am I missing? There's another one that I'm missing.
Let's not send our son to college. Let's get sideline tickets for the season. Like we don't even care if it's a losing season. Like
I know one here.
Hot.
How about this one? Because he's of the same ilk as the LaFleurs and McVays, like of this, they always bring him up in the same conversation. Kyle Shanahan, show me Kyle Shanahan.
If you want to get more women,
he's not hot. This one though, probably, right? Or is he? I mean, he'd be like in the same.
No, he's hot. Yeah, he's freaking hot. He can get it.
Okay.
I think I was talking about him recently. He's freaking hot. Like what do you mean he's not hot?
I was just wondering. I
like a guy with like a strong neck.
Oh yeah, he's got I feel like his neck is
toned neck.
There's Cliff though. I mean, look at that one down there.
This is a soccer manager who's just made headlines for being distractingly handsome, but he does look like Cliff.
Yeah, who was that?
Like
that guy's name's Rob Edwards.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, I swear one of his pictures was in Cliff's Google search.
Now show me Mike McCarthy.
Who was the head coach of the Heat back in the day?
How about this guy?
Eric Spoelstra?
Yeah, I used to think he was kind of cute.
Oh, okay.
This
How about
guy,
Mike McCarthy? Here we
See,
go.
you know what? This is my grandpa's coach, okay? You know what? This is the 90s coach, okay?
Yeah.
This
He is a throwback.
Yeah, we've moved on. Yeah. I always thought, okay, yeah, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I thought he was kind of hot for a
I haven't said a word.
for a coach. I mean, look how he stands. Oh, yeah.
I haven't said a word, but you just like the suits. I mean, the suits is a different.
No, keep those hands on your hips all
so
the
funny.
damn time. I see he's pretty young and he's got that fake tan. Like, get
All right. You don't have to justify him to me.
Oh, and when a coach is kind of jacked and they're all like pent up on the sidelines and they're yelling at somebody and then their freaking forearm is and it's almost ripping their freaking sleeve. I'm into that. Dude, hot coaches will, if you want to revamp the NFL and bring, like, you know how women started getting into the
I'm
NFL
telling you,
because
they're
of Travis
revamping
Kelce?
it. Yeah.
Make all the coaches hot, and then we'll be like, who's your favorite team? And we'll be like, the Detroit Lions. And we're like, why? And they're like, have you seen their offensive coordinator?
No, I mean, it's a youth movement is underway in the NFL, and I feel like they're going to start keeping track like they used to with like black coaches, where they're like, can you believe that 3 out of the 32 teams have black? Now it'll be like, can you believe we have 6 hot coaches in the NFL? There's Dan
Yes.
Campbell. What is that? I mean, he is young, but he's a little bit of a different ilk.
See, look at those strong arms.
So you're even into Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
We should just go through the entire NFL. I won't even care if we spend the rest of the show.
I'm into older, like, I think older guys are good looking. I thought the Harbaughs were a good looking pair.
That's a good. I mean, go show me Robert Salah.
If you show me one where the neck and the head are the same circumference.
I'm just gonna start naming coaches and let's see. I mean, let's see if I can find one that is not to your liking. I mean, be discerning. Obviously,
I'm pretty forgiving. Great, very hot. Are you kidding me?
All right, Robert.
He looks
Salah.
like a UFC competitor. Are
Yeah.
you shitting me? Oh, fuck yes.
All right, now show me Andy Reid.
Wait, why was he not at the top of the list? Now, remember when I was talking about sea lions earlier?
Yeah, exactly.
He was outside my window this morning, barking to his cubs.
Look, there he is, right there. Do that noise you're doing.
Arr, 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 arr. See, if Andy Reid, I get that he's smart, but if this man was yelling at me to hustle, I would stop and stare at him and be like, "You stopped hustling at age 7. Don't
All right,
tell
now
me to hustle."
show me Mike McDaniel.
What is that man and why is he posed like that? Is that fake?
No,
That's
these
fake,
are
that's
these
fake,
are
it's
fake.
Andy Reid.
There's no way Andy Reid would do that. He's a man of dignity and respect. What do you think of this guy?
A bit. Can I be honest?
Sure.
Okay, a bit puny for a head coach.
No, he's like, he's.
But if he's
you know
like,
who his best friend is in the whole world?
Who?
Dan Soder,
Really?
BFF.
He looks like I want to guess what they're coach of. He's obviously
he's
head of special teams.
He's the head coach of the Miami Dolphins.
He is the head coach of the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm only doing head coaches here.
I would like give me a hot coach, and I would tell you what he not a head coach, just a coach, and I'll tell you what he's coach of. But he looks a bit puny. He's too puny for a head coach.
All right, let me do another pair here.
Chauncey Billups is a coach now.
Yeah, Chauncey Billups is a coach.
Show me Kevin Stefanski.
Where did he play college basketball? Chauncey Billups?
I have no idea. I don't know shit about basketball.
Maybe also Colorado.
Wait, will you zoom in on this guy? This guy looks like he's from Game of Thrones, and he's very hot. Jesus Christ, look at those pecs. Unbelievably hot, not afraid of the salt and pepper. God damn it, we're into this. He is, just from looking at this, head coach of some Western team. One of those square states.
Cleveland Browns.
That's pretty good.
That was pretty good. Now show me Jonathan Gannon.
Dude, he's so freaking hot. What are we doing here?
This is the NFL now. I'm actually trying to find old ones, and there aren't many left.
Okay, a bit puny for me. If I was a running back, I wouldn't take shit from this guy. But there is a level of nerddom that has come to the NFL too, because they're like guys who are like can draw plays and they know analytics and things like that. The money ball has hit the NFL.
I
believe that guy, he looks like a women's basketball coach.
Ooh, okay, I got one. Show me Frank Reich. Not a head coach at the moment, but
will be.
He was previously the head coach of 2 teams, offensive coordinator. I think he's the offensive coordinator of something now.
Yeah, see, he's somebody that he'd be one of my friend's dads that I would be like secretly like, oh, dude.
God, how often does that happen?
Amy, your dad is so hot.
In hot girl land, how often do dads get fucked by friends?
I mean,
does everyone know?
I'm an
someone?
Angel good girl.
Not saying you did. I'm saying your friends, or do you know somebody whose friend got fucked by a girl in the class, or like, does that happen?
Genuinely don't. Not in my friend group. No. Well, I feel like no, it definitely didn't. I don't see. That's like the girl and Bill Belichick. One thing have at it. Fucking your friend's dad that is almost the most vile. That's like next to like hooking up with your brother. Like I don't know. That's like.
Oh, you think of it as in that way vile? I thought it was like you're saying vile is a betrayal to your friend.
Yeah, that's like real. Like that's like
Mean Girl stuff. That's why I just wondered how often it happened, because it would be like, I fucked your dad.
I mean, that's almost, what I mean? That's grounds for murder, I kind of think.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why. That just grosses me out.
Yeah,
that's like,
it would make you sick to your, that's like the purpose of it, I feel like.
I'd rather you
now, what if
hook up with my boyfriend than hook up with my dad.
What if a dude in your school
was sure, any day. And I don't care if my dad's single. I don't care. I don't care if my dad's on his dying deathbed and this is his last wish. I'd watch you hook up with my boyfriend before you kissed my dad on the neck. And laid him to rest.
Now, what if your boyfriend hooked up with your dad?
Well, that's important for guys to bond.
Yeah.
No, I don't talk to my dad, but I always wanted a gay parent. So.
Oh, okay.
That would have been.
Well, let's move on to some news stories before we wrap up.
This is crazy. I didn't know there's so many hot coaches. We should be talking about this more.
Yeah, there's so many.
But it needs to be said again. I know I've already said this, but like we got to stop being surprised when it happens. But coaches, I've just accepted it and realized like they live kind of a vile, also kind of vagabond rock and roll lifestyle, and they get people, girl, whatever, they get shit thrown at them all the time, to the point where like you're not going to be surprised when they start giving in every now and then, and we just have to understand that.
But many of them also have the work ethic of like a med student or like a lawyer, meaning they're like in the reading the plays, watching the tape, they're at late nights at the office, so when they get to blow off some steam, oftentimes that lid comes off, just like anybody else in a sort of high stress sort of job. But
but they're not the like pristine community leader that they're like painted as a lot of times.
Of course. And I feel like because of that and the fear that you're going to come across a sticky wicket with one of them, that they're not trying to paint them that way anymore, I'd hope. But maybe in like, the South and shit.
Now with these salt and pepper daddies. Dude, the NFL, the coaching staff, we got some pecs.
Let's go. It's the news one. It's for the news now.
Oh, it was one octave lower in Chipmunk.
Yeah.
For news than sports.
NBC. We're affiliate. Do you know Armie Hammer? Do you know that guy?
Yes, I did just recently. I read one article title that said that he was happy that the cannibalism destroyed his career.
Yeah, pretty wild. Why do you think that is? I mean, we can read about
because that's the only positive spin he has to take. Because he has no other options.
Yeah, what's he gonna do, really, right?
Right.
But isn't he like generationally wealthy? He is like the heir of some sort of something. Well, yeah, Arm and Hammer, right?
Well, I would assume if you are
the baking soda.
If you're relating to cannibalism, it's one of two things. You came from a very poor dark past, you were, molested maybe, or you have an effed up head from dark past that you turn into a cannibalist, or you're so privileged in life that you're in a reality above middle class, above normal people, where everything is given to you. Life is so easy, it's boring. Right. So then you have to up the ante more and more and more, and that's when you turn to cannibalism.
Well, yeah, no, my thinking, and I don't know anything about this other than the bare minimum. My thinking is the man has never went for wanting in any capacity. He's also extraordinarily handsome, looks like an NFL coach, for Christ's sake. But he could get anything he wanted, and also that goes for sexually as well. He could get anything he wanted. So I feel like when you're a guy like that, you got to up the ante a little bit. And I'm not saying he literally ate people. I feel like he was just texting things that were like outlandish and crazy. But then, women have said that they like got bit by him or something, right? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Did he eat anything?
I have no idea. I honestly haven't looked at it that much. I think he
said on the podcast, people called me a cannibal and everyone believed them. I don't know why I picture him being British. He's not British, right? I don't even know if he's British. I've never heard the man speak, let alone see him eat a person.
No, I think he's just like...
from LA.
He's from LA?
That's hilarious.
He just looks like Kappa Alpha. I from what I remember, he like told a girl I don't exactly remember, like wanted her to cut something off so he could eat it or something like that. But
it's along those lines of being like, you're so cute, I want to bash your head into the cupboard, like.
Yeah.
Some guys talk that way. I don't, but some do.
I mean, this is going to be surprising coming from me, but just the way he looks, I hate him. I don't like good looking, like preppy dudes.
Dudes.
I see that and I'm like, I don't know who you are and I hate you already. I think because I went to a SEC school and like was in frats or was in a sorority and hung out with frat dudes, but not ever bought into it and kind of hated. I like always pretended like I enjoyed it, but really just hated their douchey frat ways. So there's probably some PTSD built in there. So I just see his fucking head and I just want it to get run over by a Tahoe truck. But and then the fucking keg rolls off the back and hits him in the head again, and that's when he dies. But there's a lot of PTSD, I think.
Yeah, what does that stem from?
So sorry. Tailgate lots before the game. But I like, for some reason I'm fine with 20-year-olds dating Bill Belichick, but this, I just know you were being like real, like you were diminishing women and like making them feel like small as shit. And I'm like, I just know you're a douchebag. I can look at you and I know I see it.
That's kind of what I was getting at there. I feel like his cannibal like sexts or whatever were you're a douchebag. And then maybe he was just, rough with the sex to the point where it was like, yo, stop.
The only one, this is so off topic. This is the only one I'm like, that's fucked up. I think it's cats or something. That the penis, at the top of the penis, it has those spikes, there's burrs or something, and it goes in. I think is it cats?
Yeah.
And it goes into them so that it sticks and stays. And the cat, Lord. And then the girl one. Sorry to turn you on so much right now, Josh. Jesus Christ, Josh is going like this. Oh my Lord.
No, it was a disgust. Oh my Lord.
And then you could hear the girl cat like.
If I was
like she doesn't like it at all, and that's almost like, this is the one thing where I'm like,
hold on, let me get out the auto blow again.
If God's real, that's one I'm bringing up. that's my first question.
You're gonna ask him about why cats do that? And he goes, why don't you hear about? Or he goes, wait till you hear about a starfish.
What?
I don't know, but I mean, maybe there's an animal out there we don't know about that does some crazy.
That's fucked up. It's like every cat is an Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer.
I was gonna say female praying mantises rip off their partner's heads after sex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but those are bugs, dude. That God didn't make them. God didn't make bugs.
That is. It's crazy that praying mantises are still around. One dies after sex every time.
Yeah, but they make a new one right then, and a whole batch probably.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't Black Widows. Isn't that the whole name? They murder their husbands after they get killed, after they, or their
Yeah,
husbands.
I think scientifically we say husbands.
Yeah. They murder the guy spider.
Yeah. Well, look at...
Not true.
What?
No, is it...
Apparently a myth.
A myth? Maybe is it because the girls are the only poisonous ones?
I think we just call them that because they're cool.
And they're venomous?
That's what I mean, yeah. The male ones aren't venomous, though, are they?
Oh, maybe.
I like how I proved my own point wrong. There is
Spider
a lot
talk.
of like effed up animal sex.
No, but cats are every day around us. I mean, there's a bunch of them running around out here. I hear them have sex, and it does sound painful. The way that they do it.
Yeah.
Cats are just like...
Yes.
And you're like,
It's
is that cat
horrendous.
dying? And it's like, oh, it's having sex? Oh, that's pleasure. Apparently not. It's got spikes. It's got a fucking... What are those things? Those medieval weapons called? With the ball with the spikes on it?
That's what it is at the top.
A mace. It's got a giant mace of a dick inside of it. And
I want to cut off every male cat's dick.
Is that how they cut off the mace part of it to
The
neuter them, basically?
I hope so. You deserve to. That really pisses me off, dude. that really burns my britches.
You know what? I've never been more a feminist than hearing about the way felines fuck.
Yeah,
Tell you that.
And then now you're gonna see a bunch of alley cats and just be like, "Your poor mom. You're a piece of shit, dad." He raped your mom with his spiky dick on the outside of Pavlov's.
Oh my God! Yeah,
that was intense.
that was intense.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I dropped like 3 very touchy words in one sentence.
That's all right. We're an hour in. They don't listen beyond this point, so it's okay. Justin M sent this, and we'll wrap up on this story. A tribe out in the Amazon rainforest. They live indigenous. They're remote. They speak their own language.
Yes. I already know this story.
Oh my God, this is so fun that you already know the stories. Yeah. But for those who don't, they were preserved for several millennia. However, a technological marvel has reached its isolated existence. Elon Musk's revolutionary Starlink satellite internet service gave them an internet connection. And with this newfound connection comes a dilemma, echoing through the elders' concerns and the tribe's evolving dynamics. The New York Times met the Marubos. I don't know if I'm saying that right, and I don't want.
I think you got it, Dave.
It's 2,000 members in the tribe, and they connected with the world through the internet for the first time. And basically, they got addicted to pornography. Mm-hmm. Immediately. When it arrived, everyone was happy, says a 73-year-old, some name I'm never going to try to say. The internet brought clear benefits like video chats with faraway loved ones and calls for help in emergencies, but now it has gotten worse. I think it's gotten better. This is going to be great. People have become lazy, though, because of the internet, and they're learning ways of the white people. Why is the internet us? That's
why
fucked
did
up.
we give them the internet? Obviously, what are you gonna freaking go learn? What is the Chinese language?
Mandarin.
The first thing you go to the internet, are you gonna learn Mandarin or are you gonna watch porn?
Yeah, exactly. What did we do? I mean, I looked at Encyclopedia Britannica for about a half hour before I spent the rest of my life looking at pornography on the internet. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure. Yeah, no, it's we all went through it already, so we knew the way that this would devolve. Mm-hmm. It happened for them maybe quicker than some would venture to guess, but that's how the internet is now. Back then we didn't even know what was going on. We're like, well, I can look up a library book or something, and they let you type it in. You go, well, isn't that neat? Metallica has a website. How cool is that? Then you're like, what? Your brain just gets kind of lost in this. And then you go, hey, wait a second. What if I type in black girls fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, anything your brain can come up with, and you're like, holy shit. It has this too. And then you're like, wait till I tell Jeff. And then you call him up and you're like, do you know? And he's like, hell yeah, dude, I've found this site and this site. And then everyone, it just becomes, the vernacular, basically.
And it's the first thing they understand.
Yes.
They might not understand anything else, but they see that and they're like, my body likes this.
Yeah. Also, it's probably like just the fact that they have screens. The screens are just like, imagine the first screen you saw.
God, dude.
I'm sick of them, but like,
yeah, it is crazy. I mean, also, can they read? They can't read.
I don't know. I mean, can they do it in their own? I mean, the phone is smart enough now where it's like they're just doing their like clicks and bumps inside the.
Does it even tell you what it is?
And then they get like BB dubs, you know.
But you're not like, it's not gonna like translate call her daddy to them in their language, you know. it's porn's gonna be the only thing they understand. It's like that's a universal language.
Yeah, they know boobs.
The bumping and grinding.
They can get close enough with boobs. It's a simple enough word.
Exactly.
Where they can get down that wormhole and they go, you type in this one, twice this one, back to this one.
Yeah.
And then you go over here. You get tits.
I'm
tits is even shorter.
I want to know, like, did everybody after they saw porn, did they start experimenting with each other? Were they like, dude, let's try this trick. Let's try this trick. Did girls like start, walking around with their like shorter shorts and their tits out? Were they like, I didn't even know these tits were a machine. I didn't even know I could use these to my advantage. I thought these were just to feed my children.
And it turns out I could be fucking these tits with my penis the whole time. Good God. Never even thought of that. Never even thought to use the tits like that. I'm sure it did. I mean, it's really a fun little rapid microcosm in the decay of society happening all at once. I mean, these people went from being like almost a very primitive tribe to then getting a crazy blast of technology in such a short amount of time. And in an equal short amount of time, they rapidly devolved into being lazy and sex addicted. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty fucking cool that we're still animals at the end of the day.
It's like a little aquarium where we go, let's see how we slowly got to where we are right now over the last like century or so and put it into a little glass thing and make our own little cabinet of it.
Yeah.
That's our own little like bowl of it.
Well, they didn't give them like a science kit.
Right. They could have done a lot of things in between the internet and whatever the hell they were doing before that.
Right. They could have given them that little. You remember that thing at Cracker Barrel, the square, the triangle with the pegs?
Yeah.
And you try to get one golf tee left. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
We start with that.
Yeah, let's do checkers.
Let's do checkers before the internet.
Yeah, then
so you develop your brain. But you're going to go from nothing to all the porn?
How about we give them Super Mario Brothers first next time, Give them a little 8-bit Nintendo.
Show them an acceleration. Show them a little physics first.
Or I thought you were saying the Microsoft app Excel at first. I thought you were like, show them a little Excel. Keep the computers offline. Give them Mavis Beacon.
Yes.
A little Carmen Sandiego, some Oregon Trail. Throw them some floppy disks.
Right.
And then lead them up to the internet.
Exactly, but you don't get That's
really why we had no idea about porn at first. It took like our brains a little while, at least mine, to think of that because I was so used to the computer being for like typing and math and like looking things up. And so you're like, oh, now I have the internet. I can look things up, not on Encyclopedia Britannica. And then you're like, wait a minute, if this can get Metallica. Or
you're like, can I get metallic titties?
What if I type boobs into the internet? What happens?
And then why would you do anything else?
Exactly. Well, I haven't since. And here we are. I'm a Peter Pan syndromed 38-year-old man doing a show in my second bedroom.
Talking about
thanks internet.
the hottest links out today. Yeah. What's everybody buzzing about?
Yeah. Oh boy, Catherine. Well,
we really covered the gambit. The hottest NFL.
That was a fun little game. Thank you for partaking in that. I feel like we haven't found any ugly one, and really, all of the coaches in the NFL now are very young.
Well, I think they should freaking keep it up, and you should get with the times and realize that women are now running football.
Well, now that's the next thing. We need some hot women coaches. If you ask me.
Damn straight.
I'm down for that.
Refs.
I don't care if they're
hot refs.
The people will be up in arms, but if they're hot, they'll care less. I'll tell you that. People will be like, I can't believe there's a woman coach. Can you believe it? And then it's going to be like a hot one. They'll be like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Wait, actually, I realized you can't do refs because men
There are already women refs.
But men are not going to accept their calls.
No, there's already female refs.
They'll accept them more if they're hot women.
There's already female. There was a female lines judge at the Super Bowl.
Every man's going to be like, you don't even know what a fucking line is, you dumb bitch.
No, they've already accepted the refs way before coaches.
Okay.
They're out there. They exist.
there is hope in the world.
Please plug everything you want to plug.
I don't know when my special's coming out yet. We're editing it right now, but hopefully in the next couple months. Follow me at It's Katherine Blanford on Instagram and YouTube and all that other stuff. And you'll hear about it when it comes out. And KatherineBlanford.com for tickets. I'm all over the place, even Canada.
Hell yeah. And I will be this very week in Baltimore at Magooby's on the 27th, so come out. And then I will be in Cleveland the day after that, the 28th at Hilarities. Pleased to be buying tickets, thejoshpotter.com. Dallas dates up there. We got Long Island, a whole bunch of stuff in August and September and July as well. So go to thejoshpotter.com and buy tickets. And if you're here and you're new, rate, review, subscribe, that whole piece of shit ball of wax.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week right here on The Josh Potter Show.
Toodles.
Bye.
Coming to you live and direct with the Roach. We shotgun the beers, I got time for a toast. It's the only place I get my sports like for real, son. He taught us nobody's more sus than Russell Wilson.
Here's the deal, son. Won't find us in Walmart. Josh Potter, keep it frank, kinda like a ballpark. It wasn't nothing talking all that jism. Turns out there's a lot of semen terrorism.
Now it's time we hit him. Bringing Votto to the plate. Roachy, your wards with Chase O'Donnell the Great. Let me stop for a second, cause it's Ask Marty time. Cause it's idiocy, you know I cannot abide.
Not a fan of these guys, gonna damage the rise. Worse than the host known as the Roach. Leave an idiot woman standing on the side, or looking like she just tripped into a moat.
I'ma kill this Henny beat like murder. Been in more studios than most have ever heard of. Pleased to be listening, hit that like and subscribe. So many Bills hats got the mafia vibe.
A lot to describe like a Roach reporter. Teacher on OF, don't report her. Trying to live life with my mannequin wife and my mannequin kids have got my mannequin right.
Been a fan of this guy since a Roach Motel. Couple 100 weeks in, still funny as hell. From the tit cups to back sis and blind eyes, Potter has one of the best shows of all time.
Now watch this drive. Pop a couple tall cans with the Roach King and caught the vibe. Ready to pour more, scurry out the floorboards, hit like, comment, and subscribe.